Illegal wildlife trade is number 4 in the world now. And to bear the brunt of this trade, the illegal trade, is Africa, specifically Eastern Africa, South Africa, and in South Africa you have the iconic Kruger National Park, where you find half of the world's rhino population. The rhino was extinct in Kruger in the previous century, and it was resettled into Kruger in the 1950s. And it's ironic that now, specifically now, with a growing demand for rhino horn, that in Kruger, rhino are slaughtered. We're working so hard to try and lose less than 3 a day.
400 rhinos that have been killed in South Africa, and that's just this year, and it's not getting better. So the more awareness that we can bring to this topic, the better.
One will have to work very hard to give the communities around the various parks ownership to help us, and for that you also require international assistance. And then in the meantime, we must enforce the law the best we can. And in law enforcement, you have various agencies, various intelligence agencies, and then what we call the thin green line, the rangers, that must make sure that on a day-to-day basis, our rhino is safe.
A lot of people didn't have any idea about this as an issue. Maybe they knew about ivory, but they didn't know about the poaching and bringing in exotic animals for pets and that sort of thing. Definitely the tiger wine, the scorpion wine, that sort of thing really is disturbing for people, and images like that really helps hit home what's happening to these animals.
To help the rangers go to the right place, you need technology, and you need various technologies to make you more situational aware and to send the rangers to the right place. Deployment of some of these sensors from the air, like from airships, manned aircraft and unmanned aircraft, is also an option in this regard.
Kashmir World Foundation is dedicated to preserving and protecting wildlife around the world. We're focused on developing the latest state-of-the-art drone technology that can process data on board and deliver information to rangers on the ground in terms of where the poachers are and how can they go there and stop them before they can go and kill the animals.
The window to save the rhino is closing fast as we are approaching the point of negative population growth. So it's not as if we have a decade, we have years to address this problem. And to solve it, it'll never be 100% solution, but a solution that can ensure that we get to positive growth rate again, and there will be rhino as part of our biodiversity system.
Kids really connect very quickly because they love animals, but then they also realize, like, wait, something's wrong, and then they ask their parents, why are they dead? What happened? So it sparks a lot of good conversations between parents and their kids about what's happening around the world to endangered animals, and hopefully this ingrains at a young age something that they want to help solve for the future, so they can hopefully one day know that these animals are still in the wild.
Whilst we do the Rhino campaign, our philosophy is to think big, start small and act now. You've got to think big. This is a global problem. It is multidimensional, it's complex. You have got to keep thinking. Not necessarily a satellite view, but a chopper view. You've got to look at all angles. Start small, don't go into analysis paralysis. If there are solutions that can work, learn as you go, just start implementing. And we have to act now. And the act now is primarily for the rangers and the people directly involved in law enforcement. Fundamental to our strategy also is that you clear the park from the outside. It's like the peels of an onion. You start in your consumer countries, you do your international collaboration, you collapse crime networks, you work closely with your allies and neighbors, and ultimately you're in the perimeter and you're in the park where you must manage and protect the asset. The rhino, other animals also, but specifically then the rhino, which is under the most severe threat right now.
Another great aspect of the exhibit is including technology, in this case, what drones are doing to help save animals around the world, whether it's tracking poachers or wounded animals or working with sea turtles. It's a great way to take a new tool and use it to save wildlife. It's not something that guests normally expect when they think of drones. They're usually thinking of more war-related uses or just hobbyists just taking photos from the sky, but it really does have a practical use in helping protect wildlife. And it's a great way for kids to, again, learn like, oh, this is a way I could actually help contribute and maybe have a future job, be involved in protecting wildlife.
General Johan Usti's message to think big, start small, and act now is very important to our organization. We started to think big by developing and creating a worldwide challenge called the Wildlife Conservation UAV Challenge. It called upon students and hobbyists and engineers and scientists from around the world to develop drone technology that can help us find these poachers and stop them before they can kill any more animals. We started small by focusing on the rhino poaching crisis in Kruger National Park in South Africa. We started now by developing a program called the Da Vinci Challenge Build a Drone Workshop. It helps students learn about the poaching crisis, but also helps them understand and learn the drone technology and how it can be beneficial for counterpoaching and or wildlife conservation.
It is important that one realizes if we all just look on and that we all have good intentions, nothing will happen. There's an urgency to this, and the appeal is to individuals and organizations and corporates and state organs to support Africa and South Africa in the rhino campaign.